Hey everybody, welcome back to the shop. Today we're going to work on a hunting knife for a buddy of mine at work. Hunting is upon us, and I want to make this knife for him. We're also going to make a scabbard for it, but that'll be a separate video. But today we're going to bang out about a 5.5, 6-inch little hunting knife. It's not going to be real flashy or anything. I just want a good utilitarian hunting knife. He's going to take it hunting with him and dress his kill with it, get a little real world feedback on one of my blades to see how it holds up out in the field. So let's get to it. Alright guys, so we've got a piece of leaf spring here off of a trailer that a friend of mine gave me, a small utility trailer. And we were going to use, there was a top piece on here. We just cut this bolt off. It's 3 pieces of leaf, and there was a top piece on here that was just this long. I was going to use that piece, but there's a hole right in the middle of it, and we need a little more than just, you know, that much. So we're going to cut this off right in here so we don't have a hole in our material, and we'll use a piece of that. Okay, so there we've got a nice little clean piece of leaf spring around every edge, every surface. You can't make a knife out of rust. Now we're going to take that, slap it here in the vise. Gonna weld a handle on it. We've already tacked this piece of rebar onto our piece of leaf spring for a handle. Okay guys, so we got our hunting knife hammered out. Came out pretty good. We're going to do a little more profiling. I think we're a little deep. I think we need to bring this blade up about 1/4 of an inch maybe. We'll take care of that on the grinder. We're definitely too thick this way. So we got a lot of meat we got to take out of this yet, but we got it. We've got a rough grind. The handle feels nice. It fits real nice. Going to bring this clip point down, down here a little bit further. But all in all, I think she came out pretty fair. We haven't ground any of our sides or flats yet. I just did a little bit of profiling on it. But there it is. It's not too shabby. It fits really well. In your hand, it comes right where it should be. We'll probably put some thumb grooves up here on the top too. Your hands get all bloody when you're dressing out a deer or an elk or something, and it kind of helps. I wanted to leave this back here to keep the knife from, your hand from being able to slip off this way so much. And we'll put some thumb grooves right here. That way, you've got a nice firm grip on your knife. But yeah, we're gonna bring this down. We'll bring this down a little bit in here. It's a little too thick this way, I think, for your basic hunting knife. And we're going to sharpen this. We're going to bring this down a little steeper and then out. Like I say, I just did this on the planting. I'll put a small wheel on there and we'll dig this out. We'll put some finger grooves in it here, I think, a little bit. I've got some Kevlar type, not Kevlar, what do you call it? Oh, you know what I mean. The stuff that's like fiberglass, but it's not. It's real hard. God, I can't think of the name of it now. I'm tired, I guess. It's been a long day. I just ran my grandson home while this was kneeling in the bucket of floor dry. And then I got back home and cut the handle off, and we did a little bit of profiling on it. It's close, but like I say, this I think needs to come down. It's just too thick this way. I think we need to thin this down at least maybe another 1/8 of an inch or so. It's pretty close to be a camp knife slash hunting knife, but we're not quite there, but I think we're on the right track. I've got to get that finished up. I think by next weekend. I'll have to talk to him in the morning at work and make sure, but I think he's going to be needing it next weekend, or it may be 2 weekends, but we're going to get it done anyway. We'll work on it some more in the evenings after work this week. We just basically need to thin it out a little bit on the grinder, get our profile a little better, grind our primary bevels, get our primary bevels ground into it, get our pinholes drilled in the tang, and then she's ready to quench. We'll quench it, harden it, then we'll temper it, and then we'll be ready to, we'll clean it up and put our final bevels on it. And I may do a little etch work on it just for giggles. I don't know, but we'll see. I don't want to do anything too awful fancy. We just want a good solid hunting knife that he can take up and dress his animal with and give me a little feedback. So I appreciate y'all being here today. Look for part 2. Maybe come out sometime this week when we get this thing cleaned up a little better, get it hardened. We'll video all of that. So when I got back from taking my grandson home, I just wanted to grab the knife, cut the rebar handle off of it, and do the quick profile. Yeah, it's nothing you guys haven't seen me do before. So, and if you haven't, go back and watch some of my other videos. So, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you joining me in the shop today. If you haven't yet subscribed, I'll put a little button right down here. There'll be a little round deal right down here with a picture of me and my Harley. You can click on that and subscribe. Click on that little bell up here. That will let you know, give you notifications when I upload a new video. And please like these videos. Please click the like button. That helps me greatly. The more likes I get, the more YouTube will recommend these videos. So be careful when you're working in your shop. Always wear your goggles, wear your mask. You saw me today. I had my stuff on, man. And I always wear gloves too when I'm cutting. Not so worried about it when I'm grinding with my angle grinder, because you're using that big thick grinding wheel. But those cutting wheels are pretty thin. I was cutting off a piece of steel one day that I had in my vise with one of those small thin cutting wheels, and it disintegrated. And I mean, I've talked about it in other videos. That thing flat just powdered, went in, it just disappeared. It just disintegrated. I couldn't find a piece of it big enough to tell if it was a piece of that wheel or not. And I had gloves on and everything, and luckily I think it blew away from me as it disintegrated, just shattered. I don't know why it did, if it was a faulty cut-off wheel or what, but make sure you got your gloves on, guys, and a face shield. I mean, you know, a good pair of goggles is fine to protect your eyes and that, but I figured when I bought that face shield, that thing covers my whole face. If that wheel explodes and a chunk of that was to come up, it's going to hit that shield. You know, it's not going to hit me in the face. I mean, that could do some serious damage to your face in general. I know your eyes are very important, but hey, I like my pretty face the way it is, so don't want a piece of a grinding or a cutoff wheel sticking out of my cheekbone or my chin. So anyway, always be careful. Use a little common sense when you're working in your shop. Don't take any shortcuts, guys. It's not worth the injuries or damage that you could do to tools or whatever. So be careful when you're in your shop. Get out to your shop and do something, build something, fix something, clean the shop, whatever it takes. Get out there and have some fun. Thanks again for being here. We'll see y'all on the next one.